Hi
हेलो.
bro. Yeah, hello.
कैसे हो?
बस एकदम बढ़िया भाई. How are you?
गुड. सो
Nice, nice.
जैसे आपको पता है अपना, सर, वी आर जस्ट गोना टॉक अबाउट ड्रोन एंड 3D printer as our title
Yeah.
goes, drone with 3D printer. So this is my first time in live, so I don't know, I don't have much experience to interact or to have a conversation on while live.
Yeah.
And it's feeling amazing that we have a talk to each other.
Yeah.
And okay, let me introduce myself and later you introduce yourself.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I myself, Eben Wilson. Okay, I'm just having a job right now. I'm working right now and just following some of my hobbies. And just, I was 2 years back, I had a podcast named Glimpse of Life. And I just had two audience, one of my cousin and one of my friend. So we both
Yeah.
just had a little bit of conversation about life experiences and what all things in the life you
Mm-hmm.
experienced and what all should you do or you not like that. So
Mm-hmm.
it was a good experience. I was much more expected that I will follow this, but didn't get any kind of support or any kind of uh,
Yeah.
confidence. Okay,
100. Yeah.
so that's why I just dropped that, and later on it stopped, and the account got blocked, and it got deleted itself because of non-activating since long time. Okay, so
Acha.
this was me, and now I am doing some of stuffs with 3D printing and some things with my hobbies. Okay, now
Acha.
you introduce yourself.
Yeah, okay. So, hello everyone. I'm Deep Mehta. So, basically, I'm an aerospace engineer and I've been working in a company in Ahmedabad since last 1.5 year. So I've been I've been following this hobby of making and flying drones since last maybe 5 or 6 years. Like from the very first year of my college, I used to make drones and aircrafts and used to fly them just for fun. It is a really great hobby if you are thinking to get into. And I've also conducted a few workshops in different schools and colleges, and I've also been operating a YouTube channel where I share some educational videos and educate people. Try to spread this hobby as much as possible so that more and more people get into this new technological revolution and they get a chance to what we say experience this new technology. So I guess I've been trying my best to spread my knowledge to each and every person possible. I've also formed a cloud cutter technology community where I have a bunch of people who are connected with me and we work closely for some projects so that we can I guess maybe we can make some change in the society and help some agriculture or any other fields of society with the help of drones. So yeah, this is me, and this is what I've been doing since last few years. And today I'm here with Abin on a live, what do we say, live podcast thing, so we can share our knowledge with you guys, and your viewers can get into the drone thing, and my viewers can get into 3D printing thing. So yeah, I hope everyone will enjoy this session. So yeah, Ben, go on.
Okay, so firstly, I just want to ask about that. How did you came to know about drone, or how did you came in an interest of making drone and following that your passion?
Yeah. So, like every other Indian, we all were introduced to drone by that one single movie named Three Idiots, where Amir Khan used to fly drone in the college, and everyone was so fascinated while looking at those shots. And the same way, I also saw that movie for the first time. And since my eighth grade, I was very much into, like, I was very much uh, in love with the space science and aeronautics. So I thought that this is a very great thing, and I was lucky that I was even studying aeronautical engineering. So it was part of my curriculum. But still, that is how I came to know about drones. And from the very first year of my college, I made my first drone and try experimenting new stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so we will just go some casual. थोड़ा हिंदी में भी बात कर लेंगे ताकि इसे
हाँ,
थोड़ा
श्योर।
कैजुअल लगे, फॉर्मल ना हो जाए. ओके, सो
हाँ।
फर्स्टली आपने मतलब जो भी इक्विपमेंट्स यूज किए थे ड्रोन के लिए, या मतलब कैसे कैसे था वो, क्या क्या आपने शुरुआत कैसे किया था, और आपका इनकम वगैरह, या मतलब इनकम नहीं तो उसका इन्वेस्टमेंट कैसे रहा, उसके बारे में थोड़ा.
तो एक्चुअली लाइक उस टाइम पे लाइक ड्रोन का इतना हाइप वगैरह नहीं था एंड लाइक उस टाइम पे बहुत सारा कंटेंट अवेलेबल नहीं होता था लाइक आई आई यूज टू सर्च स्टफ फॉर आवर्स ऑन इंटरनेट तभी जाके मुझे थोड़ा कुछ इंफॉर्मेशन मिलता था एंड आफ्टर दैट आई आई जस्ट मेड अ लिस्ट ऑफ थिंग्स दैट आई नीड टू बाय तो उसका ओवरऑल कॉस्ट अराउंड 15,000 हो रहा था दैट वाज अ बिग अमाउंट एट दोस डेज एंड मैंने somehow मेरे पापा को कन्विंस किया था दैट डैड प्लीज गिव मी 15K so that I can just start this thing because yeah, there is no upper limit on this hobby. Like the more you invest, the better you can make. But for basic parts, like I needed 15,000 at that time. So I just tried to convince my dad, and my father was like, "Yeah, go ahead." He was also very much like he also wanted me to make this kind of stuff and do something with that. So he was also really interested in that. So that is how I get 15K from my dad. And then मैंने सारे parts वगैरह जो मैंने list निकाला था वो खरीदा. There were many parts that those were wrong. And I was really struggling that अभी ये part मेरे पास है but now it is of no use. So that was just a waste of money. But that's how people learn, right? हम लोग को directly तो ऐसा कुछ भी like ऐसा mistakes तो जरूर होता है in the part of the process. So that is how I bought few parts and somehow I just managed to get those corrected parts from the market. And उस टाइम पे तो like ये parts मिलना भी was very tough. Like there were not many websites where you can just simply buy these parts. So there were only bunch of websites like Amazon was the thing that, but वो लोग बहुत expensive parts sell करते थे. Then there was one other website named robo.in. So वहां से I got few parts and I used to manage it all. And उसके बाद मैंने finally मेरा first drone बनाया था into 2020 I guess. So yeah, that was the first time I made a drone. And after that उसी ड्रोन से मैंने various competitions में participate किया था and I used to get money from the prize money like if I've got second third prize 2 or 3 times and वहां से सबसे 10-15 thousand प्राइस मनी मिलता रहता था तो I used to collect those money. I used to also work as an intern in my college, so I also used to get few money from there. So वो सब money मैं collect करता था उस time पे and I used to always invest those money into buying new parts. So if I'll get 5,000, then I'll directly buy 5 new motors out of that. So I was never spending those money on anything else, and I was always investing those money into my hobby. And that how I at the end of my my engineering, I was having stuff worth more than 1 lakh rupees. So yeah, that is how I changed 15,000 to 1 lakh rupees. But a price was not the thing that I would have ever kept in mind. The main motive was that I want the best material that is available in the market. So that was the thing. Yeah.
Okay, so I came to know about some of you got in a news channel, and I saw it. I think 1 year or a year or 2 years ago. So it was. What was that story? Can you share here?
Yeah, so क्या हुआ था like there was a competition going in Parul University and I've also participated in that. I guess that was my first drone competition in which I've participated, and that
Okay.
was not so fancy competition like IDRL or something. It was just a basic competition where we have to clear a few obstacles using our drone. तो वैसा एक कंपटीशन था, and I was there, and luckily there were a few news reporters, and I was like, I want to talk with those guys. Like I was very enthusiastic, like I want to go and participate there. And they were also searching for people who were very easy to communicate with. So that was, I guess, the perfect match, and that's how they took an interview of mine, and it was published on news television. So
Okay, so
that was the story.
okay, okay, that's great. And it was I saw that news channel, and I just was amazed that, oh my God, my friend got in news. Okay, so later on, I want to ask that what are the main parts you use in a drone, or what should be the main focus on the tool or part which is very important in a drone, so that it don't get any kind of flop or any kind
Hmm.
of problem.
Yeah, so if there is some a beginner who is trying to make a drone, then I will definitely suggest that don't go for second hand parts first of all, because आपको पता नहीं होता that like what those part might have gone through. So उस parts में कोई भी difficulty, मतलब कोई भी damage हो सकता है, and you would never know that इसमें damage क्या है, and आपको लगेगा कि आप कोई process में mistake कर रहे हो या फिर आपको बनाने में गलती कर रहे हो. So always if you are making a first drone, then you should buy everything new, so that वो एक श्योर हो जाएगा कि पार्ट्स में कोई गलती नहीं है. अगर आपका ड्रोन फ्लाई नहीं हो रहा है, देन यू माइट हैव मेस्ड अप समथिंग इन द वायरिंग और द प्रोग्रामिंग पार्ट. सो ये एक चीज आपको हमेशा ध्यान रखनी चाहिए. अदर सजेशन फ्रॉम माय लर्निंग्स इज दैट बजट बजट थिंग में नहीं जाना चाहिए. I know it might get tough for some of you that you might not have that money, but अगर आप बजट थिंग्स लेने में जाओगे तो then you'll end up in not having a quality product, and वो अच्छे से फ्लाई नहीं करेगा, और लास्ट में आप एक्सपीरियंस लेने के बाद वैसे भी अच्छी क्वालिटी की स्टफ लेने ही वाले हो. तो I'll suggest that from the very first day you buy quality products, so that you have a quality outcome out of that, and after that you can like make a drone out of that, and you can practice well. तो अच्छे ड्रोन से practice करना is far more better than like practicing on a very unstable or not a proper drone. But
Okay.
still, I also learned from a budget drones. I won't say that you should buy a new drone, but yeah, that totally depends on you. If you are having a capability to buy new stuff, then I'll definitely suggest you to go for that. Yeah,
Okay, we just got a question. What is the difference in
yeah,
your
sure.
drone with compared to general model drone?
Yeah, so if you make a DIY drone, this kind of drone, like these are the few of my drones which I made during my B Tech for my projects. So ये drones में क्या रहता है कि it is totally customizable. Like you have a very huge gap which you can choose on your own. Like आपको ज्यादा वेट उठाना है तो you can use different configuration of motors, and अगर आपको कोई फास्ट एप्लीकेशंस के लिए ड्रोन को बनाना है, देन यू कैन यूज सम गुड क्वालिटी फ्लाइट कंट्रोलर्स एंड ऑल. बट जो कंज्यूमर ड्रोन्स होते हैं जिसके अंदर लाइक आप वीडियोग्राफी वगैरह के लिए यूज करते हो, उसमें बहुत सारे लिमिटेशंस होते हैं. दे हैव स्पीड लिमिटेशंस, अल्टीट्यूड लिमिटेशंस, एंड दोज हैव अ डिफरेंट पर्पस. लाइक वो ड्रोन्स खाली स्टेबल वीडियोग्राफी के लिए यूज होते हैं. Those drones are not supposed to fly and clear obstacles and like that. सो वो ड्रोन्स का टोटली अलग एक पर्पस ही होता है कि उनको बस एक स्टेबल वीडियोग्राफी प्लेटफॉर्म के लिए यूज किया जाता है. बट द DIY ड्रोन्स एंड द FPV ड्रोन्स हैव अ वेरी डिफरेंट पर्पस. वो रेसिंग के लिए यूज होते हैं, हैवी पेलोड्स उठाने के लिए होता है. आपको नीचे इक्विपमेंट को ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं. यू कैन जस्ट फ्लाई इट अराउंड एग्रीकल्चरल फील्ड एंड मॉनिटर द क्रॉप्स, so that you can just get to know about the quality of crops that been produced in the field. So that is how you can utilize this kind of customized drones. I guess I've answered the question well.
ओके ओके। दूसरा एक सवाल ये है कि आपने सबसे फास्टेस्ट ड्रोन कितने स्पीड वाला बनाया? आपने आपने बनाया वो?
Like I was not having proper equipments to measure the speed at those times,
Approximately, you can
but
say that approx
uh,
speed.
around 80 to 100 kilometers per hour का ड्रोन मैंने फ्लाई किया है. like मैंने
Okay.
बनाया है और मैंने कलेक्ट किया है. Like
Okay.
I measured it. It was very fun part. Like to measure the speed, what we did is that there was one friend with a very good bike. So we did a drag
Okay.
race
I remember
between.
that.
Uh,
I remember
yeah,
that.
I guess you were also there.
Yes, I
So
came to videography that day.
uh, so we did a drag race between my drone and his bike, and I left his bike far behind me, and I was very ahead of that. So I guess it was more than 80 or 100 kilometers an hour. Yeah,
Okay. Okay, I remember that day we got to that farm and we
yeah,
just drag race between a Royal Enfield 350 and a drone. That was
yes,
fun.
yes.
And
Yeah,
okay,
that was really
now
fun. Yeah,
is there any questions from our audience? Then you can ask that. So we will discuss here.
yeah,
Okay, so
sure.
that's it. I had enough questions. Now let's go for 3D printed parts and or 3D printer. So okay, my
Yeah.
journey toward 3D printer, I would like to say share that. So firstly, I just came to know about 3D printer in online and YouTube stuffs. Later on, I just when I gone to my college physics lab, I saw a 3D printer and I just asked my professor. His name is Dr. Amit Patel, and he just said that nobody is interested in this stuff because our senior just built a 3D printer and it's kept idle since year. I think so. 12, 13, 14 months. It's idle. It's not
Achha.
at all working. So I just got interested, and as some people know that I like creative and craft very much,
Hmm.
and I'm very interested in those stuff. So I just asked my professor that how can this be worked or how could this be doing, and he just taught me some little bit of stuff and about the working and all. Later on, I researched it myself, and I just had a goal that I want one of this drone. I want one of this
Great.
3D printer. Okay, it was an entry level 3D printer, Ender 3. It's a just basic model. It came around 15,000 or 16,000.
Mhm.
And I was very interested. And later on, my professor just said that our college is conducting a program called SSIP,
Yeah,
Student Startup Innovation Program.
yeah.
So he said that you just apply for it and you have some capability of handling that things. So I
Hmm.
just applied for it and okay, I got approval and I got a 3D printer of myself and it's around 37,000 38,000. It's Ender 3
Achha.
S1 Pro
That's a
version. So
great one.
okay, it's
Yeah.
it is a good printer. I just think very much about it because
Hmm.
I was thinking about bringing a big printer around 350 to 350 square. So
Yeah.
my current 3D printer has a 250 by 250 square.
Hmm. Yeah.
So it's small, but it's compact and we can take it wherever we want. And it has a specialty that I can convert it to a 3D printer and also a laser engraver. So that was a
Achha.
main point I focused. And
Yeah.
except this model, there was no other model that had this capability. So I
Hmm.
just gone for this, and I thought that it's very small, so I can commute it anywhere I want. So I just
I
gone
guess.
for
I
it,
guess.
and now
I, I guess 3D printers are the one who has brought a big revolution in rapid prototyping and stuff. Like I also remember that while when I used to make FPV drones, then I need many things that a few parts like to hold some cameras and to hold the antennas. I need something to hold those things. So there was no other option available in the market, but I used to design few models in CAD and I used to send it somewhere in Bangalore. There was one guy in Bangalore who used to 3D print those stuff for me. So he used to print those parts from a 3D printer and he used to sell it, like he used to send it to me through the mail. And that is how I used to like get those parts and somehow arrange it to make my drone. But I guess if you had a 3D printer at those times, then my life would have become far more easier than
Yes, yes,
those days.
exactly. It would be much
Yeah,
easier. I could just print it and take it to your house.
yeah, because we lived so close those days. But yeah,
Yes.
that was the thing that I used to do. So I also have a question like, what is the most complex thing that you have ever made on a 3D printer?
Okay, the most complex. Okay, so I just made a wallet type thing. I just
Mhm,
sold it. So it was little bit of complex because for in the beginning I didn't know about the capability. So and I had to adjust some of the settings. So I don't know about that. Didn't know about that. So
mhm,
the support thing that we know that overhang material have a support. So I just used everywhere support so that it's very hard to remove. In
mhm.
some small areas or in a compact areas, it's very hard to remove that support. So I just
Support.
came to then in an update in the slicer, in an update I got the feature of tree support and it was very
Mhm.
easy. So I learned from that and I
Yeah,
tried
that's great.
different things in a 3D printer.
Mhm. So what all materials have you used so far for building 3D printed stuff? Like which
Okay,
material do you use?
till now I just used PLA plastic till now, and
Acha.
I'm planning for buying ABS plastic. It's flexible, and I can make for mobile covers or any that kind of stuffs.
Yeah,
It's flexible, so I can make it. And
that's
I
a.
can also
Uh,
I was also thinking
mm,
about making molds like stuff.
acha. Yeah. I also do remember that when I was having my final year project and we needed to make a wing out of carbon fiber composite material. So basically, for making a wing out of a carbon fiber sheet, it's like a fabric, and we used to pour some resin on it, and the resin used to get hard, and we used to get that fabric converted into a thick sheet of carbon fiber laminate. So that is how we used to make wings. But to mold those wings into a shape of a wing, we need to have few molds to hold those sheet of carbon fiber fabric. So I remember that we used to make those mold out of 3D printed stuff. Like we used to print it out of TPU material. So we used to make a mold out of that, and we used to like put that sheets of fabric on the mold and put the resin and put it into a vacuum chambers, and that is how we used to get beautiful wings out of a 3D printed mold. So I guess that was also a thing where I found that 3D printing has revolutionized the manufacturing processes in this current era. So yeah,
The
that's a
3D
really great investment,
printing
I guess.
evolving drastically because nowadays 3D printers are used for building house, and you know that in India we got a post office made by 3D printer in Bangalore.
Yes,
So it's
yes.
a great achievement that 3D printer are evolving, and we can make different stuffs, and it's very interesting. The most irritating or the most depressing part is that it needs a lot of time. That's the most
Yeah. You need
that we
time and
need patience
patience
for
and
that.
and if you
Uh,
get if a single layer of print gets messed up, then the
that's
all the
the
time gets wasted.
that's a nightmare for a 3D printer. That's a nightmare.
Yeah, but
Nobody would think that this could happen because I got a print. I think my longest print is around 40 hours. I think 40 hours.
Mhm.
So that was the most afraid or fearful time because
Yeah,
a single or a small mistake that would make that whole print worst. So, and I
yes,
got
yes.
many failures, and I was very depressed, and I was very sad about that.
Yes, yes. Yeah, but
So
that's the I guess the
nowadays that hmm,
yeah, like that's the part of process of learning, I guess.
yes, yes,
So that's how.
I got used to it. Actually, I got used to it, and now I am very curious or very focused in the single or every minor point. So there would be no mistake, and I would not waste any kind of time.
Yeah.
Actually, I used to use 3D printer in my house only, mostly to fix something. And recently, I
Yeah.
just made a lamp stand. You can see that.
Oh, yeah.
I just
That's
didn't
great.
have the stand; it just got broken. So I just designed and made it. We can make
Yeah. So that
anything. You
that
know
is the
that.
fun. That is the fun part of 3D printer. Like if you broke a part of plastic or a appliance in your home, and that shape is unusual, and you might not get those same exact part from the market as a
Yes.
replacement. But I guess if you have a 3D printer lying somewhere in your home, then you can just simply scan those areas and recreate those part in CAD and just simply print it out of a 3D printer and just fix your stuff. So yeah, that's really great
Yes.
thing that a 3D printer can solve your household problems. Yeah.
My parents just say that after you bought 3D printer, every inch of house has gone with 3D printer.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I made lot of stuff with 3D printer in my house.
Hmm. Yes. I guess while 3D printing, you might have few plastic wastes as well, right? The
Okay. Yes.
remaining support
Yes.
material and all. So have you
Yes.
thought
Yes.
of any ways of how you can turn those plastic waste into useful filament once again or any other way? So yeah, what are
Okay.
your thoughts on it?
I was just thinking about that, and uh, one of my friend is trying to join the live. Shall I invite him?
Yeah, yeah, sure. I guess we might not able to invite more than two people like on a
Okay.
live.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I
Sorry,
just
Akshay.
don't know.
Okay. 1 minute. I will show you something.
Yeah, sure. Meanwhile, any other viewers, if you have any questions, then you can just type it in the chat box, and I'll try to answer that.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
he's
this
back.
is my scrap box.
Mhm.
And since I bought my 3D printer, I am just collecting this all waste materials, and I'm just thinking that I will melt it and try to make any kind of filament, or I will make some molds so I can mass product some items. So I was thinking about that.
Yeah. So I guess that's a great idea. Or else there are a few machines available in the market where they just melt this plastic and try to create another recycled filament out of that. But I guess if you have a different color of plastic, then it might make a like grayish or blackish color of filament. But I guess you
Yes,
can still use it for molds or support structures or something like that. Just you have to make sure that you don't mix with other materials. Like if you're using PLA or TPU, then you have to just stick on to that same material. Then I guess you can. That is how you can recycle your like leftovers and try to convert back into a filament. So I guess you should look at those machines in the market. If you get it, then I guess that might be very much useful to you.
yes, I got to know about that, and it's little bit. Sorry. Okay, I got to know about that, and it's a little bit expensive. I think it's around 40 to 50,000.
Yeah,
It was in US dollars, USD, and I just converted it, and I think so. It's around 30 to 40K, and it's little bit expensive for me.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah. Sure.
okay, so this is my specialty of my 3D printer, that it
Acha.
have a bed leveling and have a cooling fan for the material that extrudes through the nozzle. It will immediately
Yeah.
cool down, and the
Mhm.
part got hardened. So that's the
Mhm.
main focus, and it has a capacity to melt the or heat the extruder till 300 degrees Celsius, and it's
Degree Celsius.
also very tasty.
Yeah, so you get a flexibility of using different materials and
Yes,
you
yes,
can explore. There are many materials like Ninja Flex available in the market, which are really flexible. It's like a rubber band when they are cooled down. So I guess you should try those materials as well to explore new capacities. Like you can make many things out of that. Like I also use Ninja Flex as a shock absorber for my camera mount. So that's a really
okay.
great material.
Okay,
Yeah,
I know about that things, and just for now I have PLA because PLAs are very cheap compared to other materials, and
yeah.
I just saw that ABS plastic, which is very expensive. I
Yes.
think that 1 kg of PLA plastic is around 800 to 900 rupees. And
Mm-hmm.
ABS plastics are going drastically upwards. It's going around 1600, and it's the double price of PLA. I
Yeah.
can get two PLA of 1 kg for in that
Mm-hmm.
price.
Yeah. So
And
I guess you should start some business or something. Like I used to buy 3D printed stuff from some guy somewhere in Bangalore. So I guess you should also start a business. And I guess you are also doing that, right? You are making keychains and stuff for people and selling it off. So I guess that could be a very good business. And I guess if you expand it toward in the whole India, then I guess you could earn a big amount of revenue. And this is a very growing industry as per the current industrial revolution. So I guess that would be a really great thing for you to start a business. And I guess all of my viewers, if there's few in this live and you feel like if you want to buy stuff, 3D printed stuff, then you can just simply text him or go to his profile and just try to contact him for the parts, and you can just share him the CAD files and he'll just print and ship it to you. So I guess that's how you can earn more and try to get few good materials and even more better 3D printers.
yes, I was thinking about that, and actually my SSIP title was a Crazon, and it's just a part of Creative Zone, and just I
Mhm.
tricked it and make it Crazon, and the main topic of my project was Crazon 3D. So through that I got this 3D printer, and I'm doing some small amount of businesses, like sharing some of my relatives or friends. I'm just sending inside this circle, so
Mhm.
I was thinking about expanding it, but it's a little bit of task because I am not in a stable position right now. I can do it after getting stable in a level, or I thought like that. I don't know. I was just confused about that, and I just thought that I would rather be stable or else be broken.
Yeah, that's also a nice thought, I guess. And so, what I have another question. Like, what are your thoughts on metal 3D printers? Like, do they exist, and how they print stuff using metal? Because I guess if you'll be able to print stuff out of metal, then that would be a really great lead. Like, being an aerospace engineer, I think that there are many parts on an aircraft which could not be made just out of plastic, and we need to look for few metal alloys in aircraft so that it's more stronger and lightweight as well. So I guess 3D printed metal parts would bring a big revolution in aerospace industries where we have structural constraints as well as weight constraints. So, have you seen any of the printers like that, and how does that work? I guess you should share some information on that. Yes.
I've not seen till now. I just while researching about my 3D printer and all, and I was just researching about it, and I got to know about SLS printer. SLS printer, which is a kind of metal printer, which uses metal ores, metal powder, and
Yeah.
like FDM 3D. This is called FDM 3D printer. FDM means forged material, so it's FDM 3D printer, and SLS 3D printers are using laser lights to
Mm.
harden the metal cores,
Yeah.
and they just harden a layer by layer. As you know about resin 3D printer, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so just like that, the resin 3D printer is using UV lights to harden the material. Just like
Okay.
that, the metal ores are hardening with the help of laser.
Hmm.
And it's very, very expensive. I think it's around 24 lakhs like that. That's very expensive. And it exists actually. And it's not that famous because it's just in a inventional level. That's why.
Yeah. But I guess if these printers do exist and if they get very budget friendly, then those printers would have helped a lot in manufacturing this kind of materials where like there are few materials which are very complex to manufacture and would rather take a very long period of time. to just manufacture it by using the simple, like conventional manufacturing processes. But if this kind of 3D printers would have existed, then that might have brought a really big change in this field of engineering. So yeah,
Yes, actually,
that
it's very right. As you know that FDM 3D printers are taking a lot of time to print a single
mm,
model, but but as compared to resin 3D printers are very easy, and it's not easy, but it's very time. I mean, it's very easy to print.
is yeah.
It won't take long time because
Mm-hmm.
the whole layers are converting or hardening in a single time. But in a FDM
Mm-hmm.
3D printer, the single layers are made one by one,
Layers up.
which is a long process. You know that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, that was all from my side. If you have anything, then you can share. And audience could also just drop in few messages if you have any questions to share. Or else, Eben, you have if you want to share a few more stuff about 3D printers, then just go on. I'm here to listen to you.
Okay. I just shared everything. Okay, I'm so sorry. I just
Uh-huh.
shared everything about my 3D printer, and this podcast or this live session was very amazing for me because this live session is a first experience for me, and I was a little nervous, and now I am little bit comfortable because I am very bad in communication, and very bad in English also. So I was little bit nervous that I will make this live a disaster.
Nah,
So
uh, that's not the
hopefully, I
thing.
think
Like,
that it's okay.
yeah. Yeah, the session was really great. Even I came to know many things about your 3D printer and your journey. So I guess people also enjoyed listening to our conversation and how this everything works. And there's some guy cheering you up, like, keep it up, bro. Yeah.
That Adnan was
So
one of my junior.
yes, yes. So yeah, it was a very great to have a talk with you and your friends in the chat box. So yeah, let me know if you have anything else to go on.
We can go on longer and longer. So I didn't think actually I just thought that it would be a 10-minute or 15-minute session. I didn't think about it. It will go this much long. So it's
Mhm.
very good and it's very. I can't. It's a kind of achievement for me because the first time I joined a live and I am doing a live and
Mhm.
I'm performing. I am performing in front of some peoples of my known and also unknown peoples, anonymous peoples, which are your followers. So it was a good experience.
Yeah, it was a great experience for me as well. Like, it was very really nice to have a talk with you. So yeah, that's it. It's still a chance for you guys. If you have any questions or something, then you can just drop it in the comment section, or else we'll just end up this session with Emil.
Okay, so I think so. Nobody has a question.
Yeah, sure.
So okay, thanks for joining me, and I think that I will continue doing this podcast further, and someday I will invite you once again, and we will have a talk
Yeah,
in
sure.
another topic. So if you when you will
Definitely.
get free, then we can talk about some topics or some life experiences. I hope so that you have got many experiences like losing friends or breakups and that all things.
Yeah.
Then you
Yeah.
can share
Mhm.
some of your life experiences, and
Yeah,
once I
sure.
will invite you. So I hope you will join me again.
Yeah, definitely. Enjoy.
So okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
See you in the next live.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Hope everyone enjoyed. Bye.